It appears that TR3B is making a comeback in New Jersey, but somebody cue the music. Hey, this is Manny Moonraker. This is UFO Buster Radio, and it's the UFO report number 104. It's Tuesday, April the 17th of 2018, and this is the episode that we go over UFO reports. Now, I recently made an announcement that we are, it's me, Manny Moonraker, decided to kind of up my game in Google+. And let me tell you, if you're not following me on Google+, you need to get in there ASAP. The link is in the description. And to be all honest, I'm going to be really honest with you guys. On one side, we have Twitter and Facebook. We know what's been happening with Facebook. Everybody's talking about privacy. They're stealing my information. They're selling it. Then you have Twitter. Twitter decided to double up on the amount of characters you can put in there. And then on the other side, you have Instagram. You got all the little pictures and all the cutesy stuff. And Google+. I can honestly say right now that the places where I get the most interaction with people that talk about the subject of ufology, number one, in the matter of 2 days, has been Google+. Number two, Instagram. Facebook has fallen to number three, and last and very much at least is Twitter. Eventually, one of these rubber dicker platforms has got to go. Because I just don't have the time to monitor all these platforms. One of them is going to bite the dust. And the way I feel right now, it might just be Twitter. And then again, it might be two of them. It might be Facebook and Twitter. I don't know. The only way to keep them going is to basically see. I need to see that these things are reaching the people they need to reach. And like I said, Google Plus is mastering that at the moment. I appreciate all the follows and interaction, the answers to the surveys, the poll questions that I've been putting out there on Google+. I have some also on the Facebook pages, Manny Moonraker and UFO Buster Radio on Facebook. Unfortunately, it's not the same on Instagram. You can't really do that. And on Twitter, it just looks ugly. I mean, you cannot make it entertaining at all. The Twitters is just not working for this. You can't really do a good poll or survey on the Twitters. I'm sorry. That's what I'm saying. It might be the Twitters that's going to bite the dust. I mean, I won't be able to see all the Trump madness, but I'll create madness of my own because that's what I do. Now, as usual, I do like to bring you once in a while into the YouTube fold so that you can listen to some of the things that I receive. And I recently, about 3 days ago, received a message from Lady Wolf. Lady Wolf, if you're listening, it's me, Manny. I'm going to read what you sent me, and we're going to talk about it. So Lady Wolf says, please, and I just said that, and my phone went dark. Please put milder music into the intro. Oh, Lady Wolf, my gosh. The intro I can't. That is a traditional intro for UFO Buster Radio. I paid for that, so I approved this message. The intro is the intro. I really can't do much about that. That's really not going to change because before you start listening to ufology, you got to bang your head a couple of times. Just go out there and make believe you're in the mosh pit. Shake it up, get that noggin going, bruise it a little because the information you're going to hear is all about the madness of ufology. So you might as well get yourself shooken up a little bit. Now, as far as the background music, I agree on that point. The background music for the last couple episodes has been a real pain in the ass to try to edit, to bring it down low enough so that it doesn't distract from the conversation. So by golly, I'm changing it right now. And for this episode, you're not going to hear that. But the intro, sadly enough, until I get enough for the greenbacks in order to change the intro to something a little bit more milder, something with maybe a clarinet or a flute, something really French kind of, it's going to have to remain. But I appreciate the input. I really do, and I thank you. Maybe I'll lower it a bit so that you don't have to bang your head too hard. But at least get the noggin shaking, come on. We're shaking, bacon. Make it happen. So now this particular news report that we're going to talk about is out of New Jersey, and it involves the ever popular, very well known in ufology circles, the TR3B, the Triangular Ship Craft Spacemobile, whatever you want to call it, whatever it is that tickles your fancy. And we're going to talk about that in just a moment. But I did come across a video on YouTube. Now, because I have a podcast about UFOs, it gets sent up to YouTube for the YouTubers to bitch about and troll. I just happened to receive an alert about the third phase of moon and their recent video. Their recent video is about the one that we love to call Deuce Bigalow, the Space Gigolo, and how he is hoarding the information from Skinwalker Ranch, aka Sherman Ranch. Now guys, out in Hawaii, you guys are behind the 8 ball, because on UFO Buster Radio, we've been talking about that nonsense for a long time. As a matter of fact, some of you wrote me and said, why the hell are you still talking about Deuce Bigalow, the Space Gigolo? And this is why. Because we are pioneers in this nonsense. We're not taking his shit for granted. We're not taking the fact that he's hoarding all the info laying down. We're not on our backs or on the other side waiting for a good rubber dicking. We know that Deuce Bigalow, the Space Gigolo, is keeping the info for himself, and third phase of moon just caught on to the fact. The truth is that old Deuce Gigolo, Space Bigalow, whatever it is, you like how I'm just going to roll past that because I totally messed that up. We know that Bigelow is hoarding information, but it's not just about what he had at Skinwalker Ranch. And you know what? I hate to say it, but I'm going to recommend you guys go to Third Phase of Moon, their YouTube channel, and listen to that video. Because according to the video, some of the scientists that Deuce Bigalow had at Skinwalker Ranch let it be known that they weren't there just for alien. They were there to pretty much catch any single bit of anomaly that they came across. For those of you who love Deuce Bigalow, the Space Gigolo, and who think that the sun shines brighter coming out of his asshole or his billfold, don't take it from me, because a lot of you got pretty upset at me because of Space Gigolo. Take it from Third Phase of Moon, who has all these followers, who's been doing these videos for quite a long time and researching things. You know, these twin boys from Ohio. Oh, shit, not Ohio. From Hawaii. Of course, Hawaii. They've been in it for a while, a lot longer than Manny Moonraker. But you know what? Maybe if you hear it from somebody else, maybe if you hear it from someone else making commentary, you'd understand that the Space Gigolo is hoarding all the info. And he's amassing something. He is creating something. There is something that he's doing that is going to be shocking when it's finally revealed. I just feel that way. But check out the video. I'm not going to put the link in here because for the most part, I don't really get down with Third Phase of Moon that way. But this one video caught my eye, and I did watch half of it, and I agree with their analysis of the Space Gigolo, so check it out. Anyway, let's talk about New Jersey, because they've got UFO problems over there. And really, at this point, who doesn't? Who really doesn't? The story is coming out of Wall Township or County. I don't know what the hell they call. I think they call a lot of shit up there townships. For all you people who listen in New Jersey, if you're by Wall and you know Jeff Wallace, he's got a story for you. Apparently, around St. Patrick's Day, Jeff Wallace was driving to pick up his stepdaughter from the Quick Chek on Belmar Boulevard, if you know what I mean, because if you live out there, you probably frequent that area. Oh, jeez. It's going to be one of those episodes. But anyway, he saw a triangular-shaped craft with 3 lights, and it was moving really slowly across the sky. Before I continue with this, I just want to say one thing, and I wanted to say this on the episode about 2 weeks ago, but I never did. And here's the deal. Well, I was in hiatus because my laptop took a shit on the podcast. But anyway, here's the deal. Not too long ago, I was driving by a hospital. As I was approaching the hospital, one of those medevac helicopters was actually coming in for a landing really slow. So they probably, I don't know, maybe they didn't have anybody on it. They were just coming back from maintenance. I don't know what it was. But it was about a mile away from the hospital when I first spotted it. And it was in an angle that it actually looked like it could have been the TR3B. Now, this helicopter was flying towards the hospital. It wasn't a well-lit area in that mile stretch. But not only that, it was at about 4 o'clock in the morning. Right? So there's not a whole lot of light out. And at that angle that the helicopter was coming in to land at the hospital, it really looked like a TR3B. You had the 3 lights and you had the one red light that was on the bottom of the helicopter. And trust me, I was not looking at the road. I was looking at this damn thing like, I got you. Well, no, it got me, because eventually it made it to the hospital and landed on the helipad. And it was one of those medevac deals. So there you go. But anyway, I don't know. Is there a possibility that this slow-moving object could have been a medevac helicopter? Who knows? But this is basically what he said. Apparently, Jeff decided to stop his vehicle and he took several pictures of the lights with a camera on his smartphone. Hopefully, he's got a good one. A Samsung maybe, the latest Apple, I don't know. The photos were dark, but the triangle of lights is faintly visible. So at least he caught the overall shape of this thing that he was looking at. Now, apparently, Jeff decided that he was going to take this over to the nearby Joint Command Base known as McGuire-Dix-Lakehurst, which is about 30 miles from where Wall County sits in New Jersey. It looks like he actually got the photo across to a lot of people because I guess he shot it out there and was going around giving it to all the airmen over there. Basically, I guess, trying to get it identified. It turns out that apparently a spokesperson, Staff Sgt. Lauren Russell, said this: "There's not enough from the photos. We weren't able to tell." Basically, I guess we weren't able to tell what the hell he was taking a picture of, I guess. Now, what's sad about this is that he doesn't really give any other description in the article, and I'm sure he did somewhere. There's no other description about sound or any other thing about this UFO other than it was moving slow. That's about it. So it turns out that Wallace, according to this article, which is actually linked in the description, is not alone in New Jersey when it comes to seeing UFOs. The National UFO Reporting Center says that they've received nearly 2,200 reports of UFO sightings, the first one dating back all the way to 1930. I don't even know that New Fork was around in 1930, so how the hell they got this? I don't know. It makes no sense. But the article has a couple of examples of what people are seeing. On February 26th of this year, an individual reported a 40-foot long disc-like craft, and it had rows of red and white alternating lights, and it was hovering over the trees in Jackson. Another report on December 28th of last year reported a rapidly falling white and blue light, and then another report January 10th was a black oval-shaped craft. So listen, New Jersey is not dead when it comes to UFOs, not at all. Now, in the month of March, there's been 8 cases reported to New Fork over New Jersey. According to this, that one of these was in Egg Harbor Township 3 days before the Wall incident, and the other was March 14th, and then there was a third one, which happened in Brunswick 5 days later on March 22, and all of these were similar to the Wall craft, meaning a triangular-shaped UFO. So, basically the Moonraker just doesn't stop at that. Yeah, it was a triangular-shaped UFO, and we see these TR3Bs constantly popping up here and there. So if you want to read more about what's happening in Jersey and what this article had to say about, Jeff's little mishap, you can check out the description. The link is in there. You can read about it. Check it out. But I wanted to take a step further because, like I said, Google Plus has a lot of interactive folks in it, and they like talking about UFOs and things like that. So I decided to really get into doing a poll. So I did a poll which actually included the article itself to see what did people on Google Plus think about the situation out there in New Jersey, and what they thought about the TR3B. So the poll goes as follows. Is the TR3B a man-made craft or from another civilization? In this poll, I included the link to this New Jersey article, but an astonishing 55% of the respondents feel that it is man-made, and some folks went on to actually comment that they believe that this is reverse engineered technology or stolen technology from folks that are 4.2 far. It's a thing. People really think that the TR3B is man-made, and it's food for thought, basically, because that means that going to a joint command base is totally useless, because there's no way that anyone's going to be able to confirm anything that you take a picture of that belongs to the military. So you're kind of stuck like Chuck in that regard. But that's the story. Check the link in the description. Follow me on Google Plus, because I'm going to keep on putting out these surveys, because it seems to be the only way that folks are going to respond to me, because nobody's calling. 972-290-1329 is the number if you want to call and leave a message and talk about your story. I did get on Twitter a message about 3 weeks back, and of course Twitter never gave me a notification, about someone that says that they have a fascinating story about being abducted. I'm going to check out this story, as apparently it's linked to their profile, and we're going to bring it on the show and see what you guys think. But in the meanwhile, follow me on everything that is social. Twitter at UFO Buster Radio, Manny Moonraker and UFO Buster Radio pages on Facebook, at Manny Moonraker on Instagram, and Manny Moonraker on Google+. I thank you guys for listening today. This is the end of 104. Ciao.